Hello, my dear friends. Today I bring you the story of a legend who showed the world how passion, discipline, and humility can turn a young dreamer into a global icon. This is the journey of Sachin Tendulkar, the man who inspired a billion hearts.
A tennis player or a cricketer? Definitely a cricketer. No, tennis was good fun. I enjoyed playing tennis, I enjoyed watching tennis, but always was in love with cricket, and cricket would always be my first love. Talking about the golf ball significance in my life, in fact, it was in the early part of my life when I was only 11 years old, and I was staying with my aunt, and I would make her chuck number of balls a day. Golf ball, I had purposely taken a blade and made that into oval shape so that it would hit the floor and then change direction. It sort of taught me to play back foot defense with soft hands. Also, not being so tall, I had to be, throughout my career I had to be on my toes, and I thought somewhere that golf ball practice had a role to play in my technique. And basically, I mean, as 11-year-old, full of energy, and in spite of practicing number of hours on the field, I still had to do something to do with cricket, and that's how I killed my time. My interest in bowling was always there. In fact, as a youngster, I think I was only 12, 13 years old, I went to Chennai for Dennis Lilly's fast bowling MRF camp, where he suggested that I stick to batting because not knowing that I was actually a batsman, wanting to learn how to bowl fast, because fast bowling is something which always fascinated me. Sometimes being a school captain helped, because with the new ball I could bowl seam ups, then semi-new ball I would bowl off spin, and old ball leg spin, and by then the second new ball will be again available. So I continued bowling, and I thought, and that continued, even in the nets, because when I played for India for almost the first 22 years of my career, I bowled to all 10, 12 batsmen in the net. I would bowl seam ups if the wicket was helpful for fast bowlers, bowl leg spin, off spin, and basically, it's just playing more cricket and grasping more things in life, and then getting to know more about cricket, getting more information from various players. The first time I met Anjali at my place was Anjali had turned up as a journalist, because I didn't know how to invite her otherwise. And she said that I'm close to your house, can I meet you? And that till then, no girl had visited my house, and this was the first time. So I didn't know how to deal with that. So I said, you have to walk in as a journalist wanting to interview me, otherwise you have no other chance of coming here. So I mean, she pretended to be a journalist when she came to my house for the first time, and I had to offer her something. So offered her chocolate, I would say. In fact, I only had one chocolate, which was the case because of me and my family polishing off all the chocolates, mainly brothers, and only one chocolate was there. So I had cut that chocolate into small pieces and spread that all over the plate, thinking that there were many chocolates put together to have. So I precisely remember that that meeting was something special. And then I think my family realized that she wasn't a journalist. The body language says it all. When Sara was born, at that time I was at Anjali's house, which is like 50 meters away from the hospital, and I was with a very, very dear friend of mine, my childhood friend Sunil Harshe, and we were on the terrace of her house, Anjali's house. I said that I cannot believe that in hours from now I'll become a father, and life is going to change. So we both were sort of restless and looking forward to what was going to happen in my life. And as soon as I got a phone call, I rushed to the hospital, and I was there. I mean, that first glimpse of Sahara was special, like you'll never forget. Yeah, my first taste of Chinese food was when I was only 9 or 10 years old. Uh, all my friends had decided to go for a Chinese meal, but the condition was each and every person brings 10 rupees with them. And we were going to put our money into the kitty and then order food accordingly. Uh, the meal was rather short because before I realized the meal was done. Soup, I was sitting, all the younger guys were sitting at the far end of the table, and the older guys were like 19, 20-year-olds were sitting on the main side of the table where the waiter would put everything there in front of them. They would take large portions in their plates and then it would be passed on to us. And I remember the first taste of Chinese food was sweet corn chicken soup, and I had a couple of spoons and it was done. My share was done and I said, that's it. I said, yes, that's it, and whatever money that we have, this is what you get. And fried rice also, hardly a few grains of rice here and there. And the meal was done and I came back starving. I said, I want to eat. And everyone at home said, you went for Chinese meal, and we thought that, it would be an enjoyable experience. So what happened to that? Said, I'll tell you later, because, the older guys had told, don't tell anyone, you just keep quiet. No, I thought, the first phase was a difficult one, and there were differences in our opinions. I mean, I felt the selectors were thinking something different and I was thinking something different, and I wasn't given the team that I wanted. There were a few individuals that I wanted in the team, and which didn't happen, and which was a big setback and a big disappointment, because my only goal was to win matches for India. I didn't want anything else, and I felt we were not on the same wavelength. I mean, we were thinking differently, and if a captain has to go out in the middle and take his team and want them to play the way I want to play cricket, then I got to have the players that I wanted, which didn't happen. So that was the first thing of my captaincy. The second one was also a challenging one. We went to some tough places. We went to Australia. We went to South Africa as well, and things were not happening according to the way I wanted. All in all, I felt that we were not putting enough runs on the board. I don't think we scored 300 even once, and then 3 test matches in Australia. 6 innings, if you don't score 300 even once, then you are not likely to win, but lose that test. In fact, even ending up in a draw would have been a great result, because Australia being the top side in the world, we would have been happy with that. But that didn't happen, so more so because there were not enough runs on the board. My 25th birthday was a memorable one in Sharjah, because before that, on 22nd of April, we needed X amount of runs to qualify for the finals. Even if we didn't win the game, we were still going to qualify if we scored X amount of runs. And there came sandstorm, and the target was readjusted, and it became a stiff total, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, 4 overs were deducted and only 7 runs or 8 runs were deducted from the total. So that means the asking run rate hiked up, and while I was batting, I was always looking at winning the game for India. But when I got out, by then we had already qualified for the finals, and which was a huge boost, because to be able to put up a good performance against Australia before the finals was important to carry that momentum into the finals against them. And because of that game, they realized that India can come back strongly and beat us, which is what we did in the finals. I mean, I thought the whole team played brilliantly, and there was this new sense of belief in the dressing room that we could go out and win, which coincidentally was my 25th birthday. I didn't find decent rhythm to start with, but as the time went by, I got into good rhythm and played a decent innings, which gave me a lot of satisfaction. And above all, we were able to lift the trophy, which is what we had gone to Sharjah for. So a great moment for all of us. Well, I think when John Wright was there with the team was, I felt, was in a terrific space, and we had done well. Greg took over, and the initial bit was all right, but we sort of, as the time went by, I was injured the first couple of tours, and that's when the problems happened with various senior players in the team, and a major problem then with Saurav, who was actually instrumental, I would like to believe, in bringing Greg Chappell as a coach for Indian team. And he targeted senior players because he somehow was of this opinion that senior players are no good, whereas senior players had done brilliantly, and senior players were 30-year-olds. They were not too old to continue with cricket in the team, but just the thought process was not something that we wanted, and there were differences in opinions, and there was not enough transparency, and I have no doubt that out of 15 member squad, maybe 2 or 2.5 players might be with him, and then the rest 13 players would agree with what I'm saying here. And cricket was least enjoyable. Cricket, I've never had that experience in my life. Even if I was playing under my building, cricket was enjoyable and a lot of fun. And here at international cricket was not enjoyable, and there was only one reason. Those moments were special moments, and which will stay with me for the rest of my life. 2011 World Cup, it doesn't get any bigger than that in cricket. Whole country was celebrating, and needless to say that the dressing room was flowing with champagne, and photographs being taken with each and every individual with that beautiful trophy. And that's when I had called Anjali. Anjali saw the match on television because she's superstitious, and then rushed to the stadium, only to realize that on all the cars on top of the roof, guys were jumping and dancing and celebrating our victory. The moment they recognized her, they said, "Not this car, let's jump onto the other one." And Anjali walked in the dressing room, and the same car went out, and they said, "Now we can jump on this car, she's not there." So those dents were special ones. Dents that I'm proud of. Fantastic experience. And after that, with all that happening in the dressing room, we went back to the hotel. All the room doors were open with loud music, and friends there on the floors, and in our room, I remember only the two of us were there, Anjali and I, and the door was open, and we found flowers there, so we both put flowers in our ears, and we started celebrating with champagne glass and loud music, and we danced, which I've never done in my life. That's the only time that I've celebrated any victory that much, and the celebrations continued till morning hours. It was fantastic experience. It will stay with me for the rest of my life. My vision was on my 40th birthday, we introduced Spreading Happiness India Foundation, where we decided to light up the villages where there is no electricity, and post sunset there is darkness in their life. To imagine something like that exists in our nation in year 2014 is a little difficult to digest, And that's when we decided that this foundation is going to help light up the entire nation. You know, it's all about spreading happiness, and that's why we call this initiative, our foundation also, Spreading Happiness India Foundation. India because India and Diya is inside your house. So in Diya, it's all about giving a fair platform to disadvantaged communities, and if we can allow the future of India to study at night, to read books, the backbone of any family, the mother, to cook food in proper light and not in darkness, it's surely going to change our nation. It's going to change slowly but surely, and that is what we are looking at. So I'll continue to give in 100% and make all the possible efforts in lighting up the whole nation. Along with this, the second vertical I'm focusing on in my second innings is supporting NGO called Apnalaya. I've been associated with them for last 20 years now, but after my retirement, I'm going to be involved even more in raising funds for them, and it's all about women empowerment, giving them fair opportunity, allowing them to realize their dreams. And I think it's so important for every girl child to dream that she can become somebody big in life and bring laurels to our nation. From this book itself, the minimum amount that we've committed to them is 25 lakhs, but I'd be even more happy to donate as much money as possible through this book, and give them a fair opportunity. It's only about that. And my second innings is more about satisfaction. The first one was more about excitement, pride, and playing for the nation, wearing that beautiful India cap. The second innings is all about satisfaction, giving to the people who've supported me, who've helped me for a number of years now.